My chosen one, pause right here, because what is happening on August 10th is not random, and neither is the exact moment you found yourself listening to this. Archangel Michael is signaling something urgent, something that cannot wait, something that has already begun to unfold around you, even if your eyes have not yet caught up to it. This is not just another message. This is a divine interruption, a sacred pause placed directly in your path for a reason that will soon become undeniable. You may have felt it already, a strange stillness, a sudden shift in your energy, or a moment today where everything seemed to slow down without explanation. That was not coincidence. That was alignment. Archangel Michael has stepped in, clearing noise, quieting distractions, and opening a narrow window for you to receive what others might miss. Because what is being revealed now is time-sensitive. It connects directly to what is about to unfold next in your life. Listen carefully, because this moment carries a weight that does not come often. You are standing at the edge of something significant. There is a movement happening behind the scenes, decisions being made, truths being positioned, tasks being rearranged, and somehow you have been called to be aware of it before it fully arrives. That is not ordinary. That is divine selection. There is a reason your attention was pulled here, a reason your spirit would not let you scroll past. Archangel Michael is not just observing your situation. He is actively guarding it, guiding it, and preparing you for what is coming. But preparation requires awareness, and awareness begins with stillness. That is why this pause in your day feels so different. It is not empty, it is filled with meaning. Something you have been waiting on, something that felt delayed, uncertain, or even forgotten is now entering a new phase. But here is what most people do not understand. Before a shift happens, there is always a moment like this. A quiet check-in, a sacred breath, a space where heaven leans in closer, and the soul is invited to listen. And right now, that invitation is yours. Do not dismiss this as just another video, just another message, just another passing moment. Because the energy surrounding August 10th is charged with intention. It carries a frequency of revelation, of exposure, of movement. And what you choose to do in this exact moment, whether you stay present or drift away, will determine how clearly you recognize what comes next. Archangel Michael is asking you to remain open. Not fearful, not doubtful, but aware. Because something is already aligning in your favor, even if it does not yet look like it. Pieces are shifting into place. Doors are preparing to open. And truths, long hidden or quietly forming, are getting ready to surface. This is your signal. This is your moment to tune in, to become present, to receive what resonates before the energy shifts again. Because once it moves, everything will begin to make sense. There is something deeply misunderstood about moments like this, moments when life seems to pause without warning. You may have asked yourself, why does everything feel so still right now? Or why does it feel like something is missing or delayed? But what if this pause is not emptiness? What if it is communication? Archangel Michael wants you to understand that divine pauses are never accidents. They are intentional, precise, and filled with purpose that cannot always be seen at first glance. You see, when heaven needs your full attention, it does not always shout. Sometimes, it quiets everything else instead. The noise fades. The rush slows down. The distractions lose their grip. And suddenly, you are left in a space that feels unfamiliar, almost uncomfortable. But that discomfort is not meant to harm you. It is meant to awaken you. Because when everything becomes still, your spirit can finally hear what your mind has been too busy to notice. Think back to what you have been experiencing recently. The delays that frustrated you. the plans that did not move forward the way you expected, the sudden changes that left you questioning what was really going on. None of that was random. Archangel Michael has been working behind the scenes, redirecting paths, blocking what is not aligned, and preserving what truly belongs to you. What felt like a setback was actually protection. What felt like silence was actually preparation. There is something important you need to realize right now. Delays are not always denials. In fact, some of the most powerful transformations begin in moments when nothing seems to be happening at all. Because while you are waiting, something greater is being arranged. Conversations are shifting. Energies are realigning. Outcomes are being rewritten in ways you cannot yet see. And this is where trust becomes essential. Because the human instinct is to fill the silence with doubt, to assume that nothing is changing, to believe that opportunities have passed or that something has been lost. But Archangel Michael is asking you to see this differently. He is asking you to recognize that this pause is sacred. It is a sign that something too important to rush is being handled with divine precision. You are not being left behind. You are being positioned. And positioning requires stillness. There are details being finalized in your favor. There are outcomes being adjusted so that when the moment arrives, it aligns perfectly with your highest good. But if everything moved too quickly, you would not be ready to receive it. That is why this pause exists, not to hold you back, but to prepare you for what is ahead. You may also notice something else during this time: a heightened awareness. Small signs catching your attention. Thoughts or feelings that seem stronger than usual. This is not your imagination. This is your intuition becoming sharper as the noise fades away. Archangel Michael is creating a space where you can finally notice what has been trying to reach you all along. And here is the truth that many overlook: divine pauses often come right before major shifts, right before something changes in a way that cannot be reversed, right before clarity replaces confusion. This moment you are in right now is not the end of something. It is the threshold of something new. But thresholds require presence. If your mind is elsewhere, if your attention drifts, you may miss the subtle signs that guide you forward. That is why this message is reaching you now. To remind you to stay here, to stay aware, to stay connected to what you are feeling in this exact moment. Because this pause is not empty, it is full of direction. And as you remain present, as you resist the urge to rush or overthink, you will begin to sense a quiet knowing that something is about to move. Not in chaos, not in confusion, but with clarity and purpose that will soon reveal itself. Archangel Michael is closer than you think in this moment. Not distant, not silent, but actively guiding you through this stillness. Trust what you are feeling. Trust what is unfolding. Because this pause you are experiencing right now is the beginning of something you have been waiting for. There is something happening on August 10th that most people will never fully recognize, but you are not most people. You have been drawn into this moment because there are alignments forming around you that are both precise and powerful. Archangel Michael is revealing that unseen forces are already at work, quietly shifting pieces into place, rearranging outcomes, and preparing a path that is about to become visible in ways you cannot ignore. Right now, beneath the surface of your everyday life, there are connections being made. Conversations you are not part of yet are already influencing your future. Decisions are being shaped, doors are being positioned, and even the smallest detail is being aligned with a purpose that is far greater than what you can currently see. This is not imagination. This is divine orchestration. And here is what makes this moment so important: you are being given awareness before the full manifestation arrives. That is rare. Most people only recognize change after it has already happened. But you are being invited into a deeper level of understanding. You are being shown that something is already in motion, something that directly connects to what unfolds next in your life. And if you stay present, if you remain aware, you will begin to notice subtle signals confirming this truth. You may feel a sense of anticipation that you cannot explain, a quiet tension, as if something is about to happen but has not yet revealed itself. That feeling is not random. It is your spirit responding to the shift that is already underway. Archangel Michael is allowing you to sense it before it fully arrives so that you are not caught off guard when everything begins to move. But there is also a warning within this message, and it is one you must not ignore. Because when divine alignment begins, distractions often increase. Doubt may try to creep in. You may feel pulled in different directions, or tempted to dismiss what you are feeling as coincidence. That is how many people miss their moment. They second-guess the very intuition that was meant to guide them. Do not make that mistake. If something within you is telling you to pay attention, then pay attention. If a thought keeps returning, if a feeling keeps rising, if a certain situation keeps drawing your focus, it is not without reason. Archangel Michael is using these subtle nudges to guide you through this alignment. There may also be people around you who do not understand what you are sensing. They may continue as if nothing is changing, as if everything is the same. But you will know differently. You will feel the shift even before it becomes visible. And that awareness is your advantage. Because what is being aligned right now is not random, it is connected to something you have been waiting for, something you have been hoping for, perhaps even something you thought was no longer possible. And yet, here it is, quietly forming, step by step, moment by moment. This is why staying present matters so much. Because the moment the energy fully shifts, everything will begin to move quickly. Clarity will replace confusion. Answers will replace questions. And what once felt uncertain will suddenly make sense in a way that feels undeniable. But to recognize it, you must remain aware now. This is your preparation window. Archangel Michael is not only protecting you during this time, he is positioning you so that when the moment arrives, you are ready to step into it with confidence, not hesitation. You are being guided to trust what you feel, even if you cannot yet see the full picture, because the picture is still forming. And when it reveals itself, you will realize that this moment, this message, this exact pause was never random at all. Type "I receive divine alignment" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 541 is now activated. As this alignment unfolds, understand this: you are not just receiving a message, you are part of a mission. Every word that reaches your heart becomes a seed planted in the lives of others who are still searching for clarity. When you choose to support this channel, you are helping these seeds grow into light for someone who may feel lost right now. The scripture says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not just a verse. It is a living promise speaking directly into this moment. And now, you feel it within you. I am being called to help this message reach more souls. That feeling is not random. It is divine prompting. There is an urgency in the spirit right now, a window where your action becomes a prophetic response. So into this mission through super thanks with a PayPal link in the description and QR code, and watch how heaven responds to your obedience. As you give, may doors open for you, may protection surround you, and may blessings flow into your life in unexpected ways. Step into this moment and act. There is a shift moving through your life right now, and it is not loud, not chaotic, not obvious, but it is powerful. It moves quietly, almost unnoticed at first, like a change in the air that you feel before you can explain it. Archangel Michael is revealing that what you are experiencing is an energetic transition, a moment where the unseen begins to influence the seen, where what has been building beneath the surface begins to press upward into reality. You may have already sensed it in subtle ways. Perhaps there have been an unexpected silence where there used to be noise, a distance where there used to be closeness, or an emotional intensity that seems to rise without a clear reason. These are not random fluctuations. These are signs that something is shifting on a deeper level. Energy is being reorganized around you, and with that reorganization comes change. But here is where many people misunderstand these moments. When things begin to shift, it can feel uncomfortable. It can feel uncertain. It can even feel like something is being taken away. But what is really happening is not loss. It is alignment. Archangel Michael is stepping in to remove what no longer fits the path ahead of you, even if it once felt familiar or secure. And that removal is not punishment. It is protection. Because what is coming next requires space. It requires clarity. It requires a version of your life that is not weighed down by what no longer belongs. And so, this shift you are feeling is not here to harm you. It is here to prepare you. There may be moments where you question what is happening. You may wonder why certain things are no longer flowing the way they used to. Why certain people seem distant. Why certain plans feel paused or uncertain. But instead of resisting these changes, Archangel Michael is asking you to observe them, to recognize that something greater is at work, because every shift carries a purpose. Every change carries direction, and every moment of uncertainty carries the potential for clarity that is about to arrive. You are not being left in confusion. You are being guided through transformation, and transformation often begins with disruption. But this disruption is not random chaos. It is controlled, intentional, and guided. Archangel Michael stands as a protector in this process, ensuring that what is removed is meant to be removed, and what remains is meant to stay. You are not navigating this shift alone. There is divine order behind every movement you are experiencing. This is why it is so important to remain calm during this time. Because panic clouds perception, fear distorts understanding, and doubt blocks the very guidance that is trying to reach you. Instead, allow yourself to move with the shift, to trust that even if you do not fully understand what is happening, it is happening for a reason that will soon become clear. The more you resist, the more difficult it feels. But the more you allow, the more you begin to see the pattern forming. And there is a pattern forming. Things that once felt certain are being questioned. Things that once felt distant are beginning to come closer. Situations are rearranging in ways that may not make sense right now, but will soon reveal a connection that cannot be denied. This is the nature of energetic shifts. They do not announce themselves loudly. They unfold quietly, but their impact is undeniable. Archangel Michael is guiding you through this moment with precision, ensuring that you are not only protected, but also positioned exactly where you need to be. Even if it feels uncertain, even if it feels unfamiliar, trust that this shift is moving you closer to something important, something that has already begun to unfold. And as you continue to move through this transition, you will begin to notice something remarkable. Clarity will start to replace confusion. What once felt unclear will begin to make sense. What once felt distant will begin to move closer. And what once felt impossible will begin to feel within reach. But for now, your role is simple. Stay present. Stay aware. And most importantly, stay open to the shift that is already happening around you. because this movement you are feeling right now is guiding you exactly where you are meant to be. There are signs appearing around you right now, quiet, subtle confirmations that you are exactly where you are meant to be in this moment. But these signs do not shout for attention. They whisper, and only those who are truly present, truly aware, are able to recognize them for what they are. Archangel Michael is revealing that these signs are not coincidences. They are divine confirmations that you are aligned with something that is already unfolding. You may have noticed repeating numbers showing up in unexpected places. A clock that seems to catch your eye at the same time again and again. Numbers appearing on receipts, screens, or in moments that feel oddly significant. These are not random patterns. These are signals, small markers placed along your path to remind you that there is a deeper order at work in your life. But numbers are only one form of confirmation. There are also dreams that feel more vivid than usual, carrying emotions or messages that stay with you long after you wake up. There are thoughts that come out of nowhere, yet feel too precise to ignore. There are moments where you suddenly feel a strong sense of knowing, even without evidence to support it. These are not illusions. These are your spiritual awareness becoming sharper as the noise around you fades. Archangel Michael is heightening your sensitivity for a reason. Because when something important is approaching, your awareness must increase to match it. And that is exactly what is happening right now. You are being tuned into a frequency that allows you to recognize what others might miss. While others may continue through their day without noticing anything unusual, you are beginning to feel that something is different. Something is shifting. Something is drawing closer. And that feeling is your confirmation. There may also be synchronicities happening in your life, moments where things align in ways that feel too perfect to be accidental. You think of someone, and they suddenly reach out. You hear a message, and it answers a question you never spoke out loud. You find yourself in the right place at the exact right time without fully understanding how you got there. These are not accidents. These are alignments. And each one is a reminder that you are being guided. Archangel Michael is placing these signs in your path not to confuse you, but to reassure you, to show you that even when things feel uncertain, there is still a structure, still a plan, still a direction unfolding beneath it all. You are not moving blindly. You are being led, step by step, through a process that is carefully designed for your growth and your protection. But here is where your role becomes important. Because signs only have meaning if they are recognized. If you dismiss them, if you ignore them, if you convince yourself that they are just coincidences, then you disconnect from the very guidance that is trying to reach you. And that is why this moment requires awareness. Not overthinking, not forcing meaning into everything, but simply staying open to what you are experiencing. Trust what stands out to you. Trust what repeats. Trust what feels different. Because those are the clues guiding you forward. There is also something else. You may notice a growing sense of urgency. Not panic, not fear, but a quiet inner push that tells you something is approaching. Something that requires your attention, your readiness, your presence. That feeling is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to prepare you. Because what is coming next will require you to act with clarity. And clarity begins with recognition. The more you acknowledge these signs, the stronger your connection becomes. The clearer your understanding grows. And the more confident you feel in the direction you are being guided. You are not guessing. You are not imagining. You are responding to something real. And that is what makes this moment so powerful. Because while others may still be waiting for proof, you are already receiving confirmation. While others may still be questioning, you are beginning to understand. And that understanding is what will allow you to move forward when the time comes. Archangel Michael is not leaving you without guidance. He is surrounding you with it. In signs, in feelings, in moments that stand out in ways you cannot ignore. All you have to do is remain aware enough to notice. Because these confirmations are leading you somewhere important. And as you continue to recognize them, piece by piece, moment by moment, you will begin to see the bigger picture forming. A picture that connects everything you have been experiencing, everything you have been feeling, and everything that is about to unfold next. And when that picture becomes clear, you will realize that you have been guided all along. There comes a moment in every divine transition where preparation becomes unavoidable, and that is the moment you are standing in right now. Archangel Michael is not only revealing that something is unfolding, he is preparing you to receive it. Because what is coming next cannot fully enter your life unless certain things are released, adjusted, or understood on a deeper level. Preparation is not always obvious. It does not always look like action. Sometimes, preparation looks like letting go. And this is where many people struggle. Because holding on feels safe, familiar, predictable. Even when something no longer serves you, it can still feel difficult to release. Old habits, old thoughts, old attachments, these things create a sense of stability, even if they quietly limit your growth. But Archangel Michael is showing you that what lies ahead requires a different version of you. A version that is lighter, clearer, and more aligned with where you are being guided. You may already feel this tension within you. A quiet knowing that something needs to change. A sense that certain patterns can no longer continue the way they have been. A realization that something you once accepted no longer feels right. This is not confusion. This is awakening. Because when you begin to outgrow something, it does not always disappear immediately. Instead, it becomes more noticeable, more uncomfortable, more difficult to ignore. That is how you know it is time to release it. And release does not always mean losing something valuable. Sometimes, it means making space for something greater. Archangel Michael is asking you to look closely at what you are carrying right now. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Are there thoughts that keep you in doubt? Are there fears that prevent you from moving forward? Are there attachments that feel heavy rather than supportive? These are the things that must be examined. Because what you carry into the next phase of your life will determine how you experience it. If you carry fear, you will experience hesitation. If you carry doubt, you will experience confusion. But if you carry trust, you will experience clarity. And that is why this preparation matters so much. You are being given an opportunity right now to release what no longer aligns with where you are going. Not forcefully, not subtly, but consciously. With awareness. With intention. With understanding that what you are letting go of is not meant to follow you into what comes next. This may also involve embracing something new. A new way of thinking. A new way of responding. A new level of trust in yourself and in the guidance you are receiving. Because preparation is not only about releasing, it is also about becoming. Becoming ready. Becoming aware. Becoming aligned with what is already unfolding. And this process is not rushed. Archangel Michael is guiding you through it step by step, allowing you to recognize what needs to shift within you before the external changes fully arrive. Because when the moment comes, when everything begins to move, there will not be time to hesitate. There will not be time to question every step. You will need to trust what you already know. That is why this moment exists. To strengthen that trust. To deepen that awareness. To prepare you for what is ahead. You may feel moments of resistance during this time. Moments where letting go feels difficult. moments where stepping into something new feels uncertain. But these moments are part of the process. They are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something is changing. And change always requires adjustment. But remember this, you are not being asked to release anything that truly belongs to you. What is meant for you will remain. What is aligned with your path will stay. Only what no longer serves your growth is being removed or transformed. This is not loss. This is refinement. Archangel Michael is refining your path, your mindset, your energy, so that when the next phase fully arrives, you are ready to receive it without confusion, without hesitation, and without carrying the weight of what no longer belongs. So take this moment seriously. Reflect on what you feel. Notice what stands out. Acknowledge what no longer fits. And begin to release it, even if only in small steps. Because every small release creates space. And that space is where new opportunities will enter. That space is where clarity will grow. That space is where what you have been waiting for will finally find its place in your life. You are not being asked to do everything at once. You are simply being asked to prepare. And as you do, you will feel a shift within yourself that mirrors the shift happening around you. A sense of readiness that replaces uncertainty. A quiet confidence that tells you are ready for what comes next. There is something deeper unfolding now, something that goes beyond shifts, beyond preparation, beyond the quiet signals you have been receiving. Archangel Michael is revealing that a moment of truth is approaching, a moment where something hidden will no longer remain hidden, where something unclear will suddenly become undeniable. And this revelation is not here to confuse you, it is here to bring clarity that changes everything. You may not know exactly what it is yet, but you can feel it. There is a subtle tension in the air, a quiet sense that something is building behind the scenes. Something is being uncovered. Something is moving toward the surface, and when it arrives, it will not be subtle. It will be clear, direct, impossible to ignore. This is not meant to create fear. This is meant to prepare you. Because when truth reveals itself, it can feel overwhelming if you are not ready. It can challenge what you believed. It can shift your understanding. It can even change the direction you thought you were going. But Archangel Michael is making it clear. You are being prepared in advance so that when this moment comes, you stand in awareness, not confusion. There may be someone in your life, or a situation you have been part of, where something has not fully made sense. Something that felt slightly off, even if you could not explain why. You may have brushed it aside, told yourself it was nothing, or tried to move forward without questioning it too deeply. But that feeling, that quiet awareness was not wrong. It was your intuition noticing what had not yet been revealed. And now, that hidden layer is beginning to come forward. Archangel Michael is bringing truth into the light, not to disrupt your life but to protect it. Because anything built on uncertainty, anything surrounded by confusion, cannot support what is coming next for you. Clarity is required. Honesty is required. Truth is required. And that is exactly what is about to arrive. You may soon find yourself in a moment where something becomes clear in an instant. A realization that clicks without effort. A piece of information that suddenly makes everything make sense. A shift in someone's behavior that reveals what was previously hidden. When that moment comes, do not doubt it. Do not question your understanding. Trust it. Because that clarity will not be random. It will be the result of everything that hath been aligning up to this point. This is why you have been guided to stay present. This is why you have been asked to pay attention. This is why you have been prepared. Because when truth reveals itself, you must be ready to receive it without hesitation. There is also something important to understand here. Truth does not always arrive gently. Sometimes it comes with a sense of finality, a clear understanding that something can no longer continue the way it has been. And while that may feel uncomfortable in the moment, it is necessary for your growth. Because once you see clearly, you cannot go back to not seeing. And that clarity is what allows you to move forward with confidence. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of truth, ensuring that what is revealed serves your highest good. Nothing false will remain hidden. Nothing important will be kept from you. Everything you need to understand will be made clear at the right moment. But you must be willing to accept it. You must be willing to see it for what it is, not for what you hoped it would be. Because truth is not here to match expectations. It is here to set you free. And freedom is what this entire process is leading you toward. Freedom from confusion. Freedom from doubt. Freedom from anything that no longer aligns with your path. This revelation, whatever form it takes, is not an obstacle. It is a turning point. A moment that shifts your understanding and positions you exactly where you need to be for what comes next. So do not fear what is about to be revealed. Do not resist it. Do not try to hold on to what is already changing. Instead, trust that this truth is arriving for you, not against you. Because once it becomes clear, you will finally understand why everything had to unfold the way it did. And that understanding will give you the strength to move forward without hesitation, without doubt, and without looking back. There is a reason this moment feels different from all the others, a reason why this pause carries more weight, more urgency, more meaning than what you are used to. Archangel Michael is making it clear that timing is everything right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now. This exact moment holds a significance that cannot be delayed, and what you do with your awareness in this space will shape how you experience what comes next. You may have noticed how time itself feels unusual. Moments passing quickly, yet something within you feels slowed down, more aware, more alert. That is not your imagination. That is the shift in timing that is taking place. There are moments in life where everything aligns at once, where decisions, realizations, and opportunities converge into a single window of possibility. And that is exactly where you are standing now. But here is the truth that must be understood. These windows do not stay open forever. They require presence. They require attention. They require you to be fully aware of what is unfolding in real time. Because if your mind is distracted, if your focus is elsewhere, you may miss the subtle cues that guide you forward. And those cues are already appearing. Small moments that seem insignificant at first glance, yet carry a deeper meaning when you look closer. A conversation that feels more important than expected. A thought that repeats with quiet persistence. A situation that suddenly demands your attention. These are not interruptions. They are instructions. Archangel Michael is guiding you through timing, not force. He is not pushing you forward blindly. He is revealing moments to you, allowing you to recognize them, to feel them, to respond to them with clarity. But that response depends on your awareness. Because timing is not just about when something happens. It is about when you recognize it. You may feel a sense of urgency rising within you now, not fear, but a quiet knowing that something requires your attention. That feeling is not there to overwhelm you. It is there to focus you, to bring your awareness fully into the present moment so that you do not miss what is unfolding right in front of you. And what is unfolding is important. There are decisions approaching. Moments where you will need to trust your instinct rather than wait for confirmation. Opportunities that may not look perfect at first, but carry the exact alignment you need. Conversations that may seem simple, yet hold the key to understanding something deeper. This is why presence matters more than ever, because clarity does not always arrive in loud, obvious ways. Sometimes it appears quietly, in a single moment that could easily be overlooked if you are not paying attention. But when you are present, when you are aware, that moment becomes clear. Its meaning becomes undeniable, and your next step becomes obvious. Archangel Michael is asking you to trust yourself in these moments, not to hesitate, not to overthink, but to move with the knowing that rises within you, because that knowing is not random. It is guidance. You have been prepared for this. Through every sign, every shift, every moment of stillness, you have been brought to this point where timing and awareness meet. And now, it is up to you to remain present enough to receive what is being revealed. Do not rush ahead. Do not fall behind. Stay here. Stay aware, because everything you need to recognize is already within reach. And when the moment arrives, you will feel it. A sense of clarity that replaces hesitation. A sense of certainty that replaces doubt. A sense of direction that feels unmistakable. That is, when you will know the timing is right. Type "I trust divine timing" in the comments if you feel this message aligning with your spirit. Lesson code 882 is now activated. As you step into this sacred timing, understand that this moment is not only about what you receive, it is also about what you release into the world. Every message that touches your spirit becomes a light that can reach someone still standing in darkness. When you choose to support this mission, you are not just giving. You are opening a pathway for truth to reach souls who are waiting for their moment of clarity. The word declares, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days," and that promise is alive in this very moment. And now, you feel it rising within you. I am ready to be part of something greater. That is not a thought, it is a calling. Do not delay this response. Sow into this mission through super thanks or the PayPal link in the description and QR code, and allow your obedience to become a channel for divine movement. As you give, may your path be illuminated, may your timing align perfectly, and may blessings return to you in ways that exceed your expectations. Step forward and act now. There comes a precise moment in every divine sequence when the energy shifts completely, not gradually, not quietly, but in a way that changes everything all at once. Archangel Michael is revealing that this moment is closer than you think, and when it arrives, it will not ask for your permission. It will simply unfold, and your ability to recognize it will determine how you move forward from that point on. Up until now, everything has been preparation. Signs, stillness, alignment, release, awareness. But this next phase is different. This is the moment where everything that has been building begins to move into visible reality. The unseen becomes seen. The uncertain becomes clear. The waiting transforms into action. But how will you know when that shift happens? It will not come with an announcement. It will come with a feeling. A sudden clarity that replaces confusion. A moment where something just makes sense without explanation. A realization that feels undeniable, as if a veil has been lifted and you are seeing something for the first time, even though it was always there. You may notice it in your environment. A change in someone's behavior that reveals something important. A message or piece of information that arrives at exactly the right time. A situation that suddenly turns in a direction you did not expect, yet somehow feels completely aligned. Or you may feel it within yourself. A shift in your perspective. A release of doubt that once held you back. A sense of certainty that feels stronger than anything you have experienced before. This is how the energy shift reveals itself. Not through chaos, but through clarity. not through confusion, but through understanding. And when it happens, there will be no need to question it. You will know. Archangel Michael is preparing you for this moment because it requires readiness. When the shift occurs, things may begin to move quickly. Opportunities may present themselves without much time to analyze. Decisions may need to be made with trust rather than hesitation. And that is why your awareness now is so important. Because the more present you are in this moment, the easier it will be to recognize the shift when it happens. Many people miss these moments because they are looking for something dramatic, something obvious, something that demands attention. But divine shifts do not always appear that way. Sometimes they come quietly, disguised as ordinary moments that carry extraordinary significance. A simple conversation, a small decision, a brief encounter. Yet within that moment lies a turning point that changes everything. This is why Archangel Michael has been guiding you to slow down, to observe, to become aware of what is happening around you. Because when the shift occurs, it will not wait for you to catch up. It will move forward, with or without your recognition. But you are not meant to miss it. You are meant to step into it. There is also something important to understand about this shift once it happens. There is no going back to the way things were. The clarity you receive will change how you see everything. The understanding you gain will shift your decisions. The direction that opens before you will lead you somewhere new. And that new path is aligned with everything you have been prepared for. This is not a moment of fear. This is a moment to embrace. Because everything you have experienced up until now hath been leading to this point. Every delay, every sign, every moment of uncertainty, it was all part of the process of bringing you here, to this exact threshold. And now, you are ready. You are ready to recognize the shift. You are ready to trust what you feel. You are ready to move when the moment arrives. Archangel Michael is not only guiding the shift, he is standing beside you as it happens, ensuring that you are protected, supported, and aligned with what is unfolding. You are not stepping into the unknown alone. You are stepping into something that has been carefully prepared for you. So remain aware, remain present, remain open to what is about to unfold. Because the moment the energy shifts, you will feel it in a way that cannot be denied. And when you do, you will understand exactly what to do next. There is a powerful truth you must understand as you stand on the edge of this shift. Recognizing the moment is only the beginning. What truly defines your path is how you respond when it arrives. Archangel Michael is not only preparing you to see the shift, he is guiding you on how to move through it with strength, clarity, and unwavering trust. Because when the moment comes, hesitation will try to follow. Doubt may whisper. Fear may attempt to slow you down. But this is where everything changes. This is where you choose to trust what you have already been shown. You have not been brought this far to second-guess yourself now. Every sign you have received, every shift you have felt, every moment of stillness and awareness, it was all preparation for this point. And now, when action is required, you are not meant to shrink back. You are meant to step forward. But stepping forward does not always mean making a dramatic move. Sometimes, it means making a quiet decision. A decision to trust your instinct. A decision to say yes when everything within you feels aligned. A decision to walk away from something that no longer feels right, even if it once did. These are the moments where your path begins to change. And they often appear simpler than expected. You may be waiting for something big, something undeniable, something that forces you to act. But Archangel Michael is reminding you that divine guidance often comes in subtle forms. A feeling that becomes too strong to ignore. A moment where clarity replaces confusion. A choice that feels right, even if it does not make perfect sense to others. That is your signal. That is your direction. And when you feel it, you must move with it. Because waiting too long can cause you to miss the flow of the moment. Not because the opportunity disappears completely, but because the timing shifts. And when timing shifts, the path may not feel as clear as it does right now. This is why trust is essential. Trust in what you feel. Trust in what you know. Trust in the guidance that hath been leading you to this point. Archangel Michael is standing with you in this moment, not as a distant observer, but as a protector and guide. His presence is not passive, it is active. He is clearing obstacles, strengthening your confidence, and ensuring that when you take your step forward, you are supported. But support does not replace action. You must still choose to move. And movement requires courage. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. You may not have all the answers when you take your step. You may not see the entire path ahead, but you do not mean to. Because clarity does not always come before action. Sometimes clarity comes because of action. When you take that step, when you trust that feeling and move forward, the next part of the path reveals itself. And then the next. And then the next. Until what once felt uncertain becomes a journey that feels guided, supported, and aligned. This is how divine movement works. It does not overwhelm you with everything at once. It leads you step by step. And your role is to take the step when it is shown to you. There is also something important to release in this moment: the need for perfection. The need to get everything exactly right before you move. Because waiting for perfect conditions often leads to missed opportunities. The moment you are in right now is not about perfection. It is about alignment. And alignment is already present. You feel it. You recognize it. You know it. Now you must trust it. Archangel Michael is not asking you to leap blindly. He is asking you to move with awareness, with presence, with the understanding that you are being guided through every step you take. Even if the path ahead is not fully visible, it is already being prepared for you. So when the moment arrives, do not hesitate. Do not pull back. Do not let doubt take control. Instead, move with the quiet confidence that has been building within you. Because everything you have experienced has been leading to this. Every sign, every shift, every moment of preparation, it was all guiding you to this point where action meets awareness. And when you take that step, you will feel it. A sense of alignment that confirms you are exactly where you are meant to be. A sense of peace that replaces uncertainty. A sense of direction that feels clear and undeniable. This is your moment to move. And as you do, you will realize that you were never unprepared. You were always ready. There is something your heart needs to hear clearly in this moment. Everything that is unfolding in your life right now is not working against you. It is working for you. Even the parts that felt confusing, even the moments that made you question your path, even the delays that tested your patience, all of it has been part of a greater design that is now beginning to reveal its purpose. Archangel Michael is reminding you that divine timing does not always match human expectation. There were moments when you thought something should have happened already. Times when you wondered why things were not moving faster, why answers were not coming sooner, why clarity seemed just out of reach. But what you could not see then is what is becoming clear now. Nothing was late. Nothing was misplaced. Everything was being aligned with precision. Because if certain things had happened earlier, you would not have been ready. If certain truths had been revealed too soon, you may not have understood them. If certain doors had opened before this moment, They may not have led you where you truly needed to go. This is why trust is so important now. Not blind trust, but informed trust. The kind that comes from recognizing how everything has been unfolding step by step. When you look back, you can begin to see it. The way certain situations redirected you. The way certain delays protected you. The way certain endings created space for something new. None of it was random. None of it was wasted. And none of it was meant to harm you. Archangel Michael has been guiding you through all of it, even in moments when you were not aware of his presence. He has been protecting you from what you could not see, steering you away from paths that were not meant for you, and bringing you closer to what truly aligns with your purpose. You may not have recognized it at the time, but you are beginning to recognize it now, and that recognition changes everything. Because once you understand that everything has been working in your favor, your perspective shifts. Fear begins to lose its power. Doubt begins to fade. And in its place, something stronger begins to grow. A quiet confidence, a deep sense of knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Even now, even in this moment of transition, even as things continue to shift and unfold. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not off track. You are in position, and that position had been carefully prepared for you. There may still be questions in your mind, uncertainties about what comes next, moments where you wish you could see the full picture all at once. But Archangel Michael is asking you to release the need for complete understanding right now. Because you do not need to see everything to trust the direction you are being guided. You only need to take the next step, and that step will reveal the next, and then the next. This is how divine guidance works. It does not overwhelm you with the entire journey. It leads you one moment at a time, and each moment brings you closer to where you are meant to be. There is also something else you must remember: you are not alone in this process. Even when things felt uncertain, even when you felt like you were navigating everything by yourself, you were never truly alone. Archangel Michael has been present through it all, offering protection, guidance, and strength in ways that may not have always been visible, but were always real. And that presence continues now. As you move forward, as you step into what is unfolding, as you embrace the clarity that is arriving, you are supported. You are guided. You are protected. Let that truth settle within you. Let it replace any lingering doubt. Let it strengthen your confidence as you continue on this path. Because what is ahead of you is not something to fear. It is something to trust. Everything is aligning. Everything is unfolding. Everything is leading you exactly where you are meant to go. And as you move into this next phase, you will begin to see it more clearly than ever before, that every step, every shift, every moment has been guiding you towards something greater than you imagined. Something that is now closer than ever. And something that is finally ready to enter your life. My beloved soul, take a deep breath and let everything you have heard settle gently within you, because this moment is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to comfort you. What has been revealed to you is not a warning to fear, but a reassurance to trust. August 10th was never just another day. It was a divine marker, a sacred pause placed in your path so that you could become aware, so that you could be ready, so that you could receive what is now beginning to unfold. You were meant to be here, not by chance, not by accident, but by design. Every word that reached your spirit carried a purpose. Every feeling that stirred within you was a confirmation. And now, as you stand at the edge of what is coming next, you are no longer the same as you were before this moment. You are more aware. more prepared, more aligned with what is unfolding around you. Archangel Michael wants you to feel peace now. Not pressure, not confusion, just peace. Because what is ahead of you does not require struggle. It requires trust. The kind of trust that allows you to move forward without needing to control every detail. The kind of trust that allows you to release fear and step into clarity. The kind of trust that reminds you that you are being guided, even when the path is not fully visible. Everything is already shifting. Even now. Even as you listen to these words, something is aligning in your favor. Something is moving into place. Something is preparing to enter your life in a way that will make sense of everything you have experienced up until now. And when it happens, you will recognize it. Not because someone tells you, but because you will feel it. A calm certainty, a quiet knowing, a deep sense that this is right, that this is what you were being prepared for all along. Hold on to that feeling. Let it guide you. Let it remind you that you are not alone, that you are not unsupported, that you are not walking through this blindly. Archangel Michael stands with you, not as a distant presence, but as a protector, a guide, and a source of strength that surrounds you in every step you take. You are safe. You are guided. You are exactly where you need to be. So release the need to rush. Release the need to question every detail. Release the fear of what you cannot yet see. Because what is meant for you is already finding its way to you. And nothing can stop it. Nothing can delay it beyond what is necessary. Nothing can take it away from you. All you are being asked to do now is remain open. Remain present. Remain trusting. Because the energy will shift again, and when it does, everything will begin to move with a clarity and purpose that leaves no room for doubt. And in that moment, you will look back at this pause, at this message, at this exact point in time, and you will understand why you were guided here. You will understand why you were asked to listen. You will understand why this moment mattered. Type "I am ready" for what is next in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now activated. And as this sacred message completes its journey within you, hear this calling clearly: what you have received is not meant to stay with you alone. Just as light was poured into your spirit, there are others still waiting in darkness for this same clarity. When you feel that stirring within your heart, I want to help this reach someone who needs it. That is not your thought, that is God's invitation moving through you. The word declares, "Whoever sows generously will also reap generously," and this is that living moment where your seed becomes someone else's breakthrough. Do not delay what your spirit is urging you to do. Sow into this mission through Super Thanks or the PayPal link in the description and QR code, and allow your obedience to release light into lives you may never see, but heaven will record. As you give, may divine protection surround you, may unexpected doors open before you, and may your life overflow with the same clarity and peace you have just received. Step into this calling now and act.